The Philadelphia Eagles are making moves, and some of them are flying under the radar, but maybe they shouldn't be. Let's start with the roster change that's catching some attention. The Eagles have officially signed Kenyon Green to their active roster. Now, on the surface, this might just look like a depth move. After all, they had a spot open following the placement of rookie sixth-round pick Cameron Williams on injured reserve. But anytime a team elevates a former first-round pick back to the main roster, there's reason to pause and ask if there's more going on behind the scenes. Let's rewind a bit. Kenyon Green came into the league with a ton of hype. First-round selection by the Houston Texans, a franchise that desperately needed help on the offensive line. And Green was expected to step in and be a foundational piece. But that's not how it played out. His time in Houston was rough. When he did play, the tape wasn't kind, and the analytics were even worse. According to Pro Football Focus, he graded out as one of the worst starting interior offensive linemen in the NFL during his time at the Texans. That's not just disappointing for a first-round pick, it's alarming. So how did he end up in Philadelphia? He was acquired as part of the C.J. Gardner-Johnson trade. At that point, the Eagles were essentially taking a flyer. Maybe with better coaching, a better system, and a stronger offensive line group around him, he could unlock the potential he showed back at Texas /A&M. We've seen Jeff Stoutland do wonders with raw talent, and you figure if Green had any hope of salvaging his career, Philly was a good place to try. But he didn't make the initial 53-man roster. That right there told us a lot. He landed on the practice squad, and for a while, it felt like that might be where his story ended. But now he's back, and that's where this gets interesting. Could it just be a coincidence? Sure. Teams need depth. Injuries happen. Filling an open roster spot with a familiar face isn't out of the ordinary. But when you dig a little deeper, there might be more to this. Is this move connected to Landon Dickerson's health? That's the big question. Dickerson, when healthy, is one of the best guards in football, but he hasn't looked like himself lately. And when you start connecting the dots, it paints a concerning picture. Remember that open practice back in early August? Dickerson went down with a knee injury and had to be carted off. That alone was alarming. He had meniscus surgery and, surprisingly, came back fast, maybe too fast, because not long after, he hurt his back. And since then, the performance has dipped. Physically, he hasn't looked like the same dominant force. The grades back that up. Against Dallas, Dickerson had a Pro Football Focus grade of just 51.6. That's not just below average. It's well below what's expected from a player of his caliber. Then against Kansas City, it was more of the same, a 58.7 grade, and he got tossed around by Chris Jones. Now look, Chris Jones is elite, probably still the best defensive tackle in the game. But Dickerson's being paid to win those matchups, or at least hold his own. And right now, he's not. So maybe bringing Kenyon Green back isn't just about having another body. Maybe it's insurance. Maybe it's the coaching staff looking at Dickerson and thinking, we need to be ready in case this gets worse. That doesn't mean Green is suddenly going to become the next great Eagles lineman, but it does mean he might have a real opportunity ahead of him. Whether he can take advantage of it, that's a different conversation. Switching gears now to another storyline building ahead of this week's game, the injury report. Some good news here. Dallas Goedert is trending in the right direction. He was back at practice and moving around well. He even shared a light moment shadow boxing with Saquon Barkley. But don't let that relaxed vibe fool you. His availability could be crucial this week. Goedert revealed that he suffered his knee injury during the game against Dallas. He went into the medical tent, got a brace, and wanted to return. But the staff shut him down, kept him out of the Kansas City game, and honestly, it hurt the offense. That game was personal for him. He's never played at Arrowhead before, and that Super Bowl rematch had extra weight. He was on the sideline, soaking in the atmosphere, but he couldn't suit up. And yeah, the Eagles missed him. Goedert isn't just another tight end. When he's on the field, he changes the dynamics of this offense. He's one of the best in the NFL at making plays after the catch, but what really sets him apart is his versatility. In the passing game, he's a weapon. In the run game, he's essentially another offensive lineman. That's what makes him so valuable. And that's why Jalen Hurts reportedly pushed for him to come back in 2025. He knows what Goedert brings to the table. Against Kansas City, That absence was felt immediately. On the opening play, the Eagles had a shot at a deep ball to A.J. Brown. If the backups, Grant Calcaterra and Keelan Grandson, had handled their assignments, Hurts could have hit a 70-yard touchdown. But Calcaterra completely whiffed on his block, and the play fell apart. That's where Goedert makes a difference. He's a reliable blocker, and those kinds of breakdowns just don't happen when he's on the field. But here's the problem. Goedert just can't stay healthy. The numbers tell the story. Back in 2018, he played the full season. In 2019, he only missed one game. But starting in 2020, it's been a different story. 5 games missed in 2020, 2 more in 2021, another 5 in 2022, 3 in 2023, and 7 games last season. That's 23 missed games in total. That availability issue is exactly why the Eagles haven't extended his contract yet. They love him, no doubt. They believe in his talent. But how do you commit long-term to a player who struggles to stay on the field? And the reality is, the Eagles don't have a clear succession plan. Calcaterra has shown flashes, but he's nowhere near number 1 tight end. And the drop-off is noticeable. Against the Rams, the Eagles will need every weapon they can get. This is a team that can apply pressure and make life miserable for quarterbacks. If Goedert can play, it opens up a lot more in the passing game and solidifies the protection. It's not just about what he does with the ball. It's the complete package he brings. And with the Rams front coming to town, that presence becomes even more important. Speaking of Sunday's game, there's an odd twist here. The Eagles will be wearing their white jerseys at home. Now, that might not seem like a big deal, but it's something that hasn't happened in a regular season game at Lincoln Financial Field in nearly a decade. The last time was back in 2015. So yeah, it's going to look a little strange seeing the Birds in road whites on their own field while the Rams come out in their blue jerseys. Just a fun nugget heading into what's shaping up to be the best matchup of Week 3. That leads us to a player who could absolutely feast this weekend, A.J. Brown. Up until now, he hasn't had the type of production we're used to seeing from him. That's not on him, though. It's been a mix of game plan decisions and how defenses have keyed in on him. But if there's ever a time to break out, it's this game against the Rams. Their secondary is banged up, and with Ahkello Witherspoon out, it's going to be up to guys like Emmanuel Forbes, Kobe Durant, and Darius Williams to hold the line. And that is a matchup that heavily favors Brown. There's already history between Brown and Forbes. Go back to their last meeting in October of 2023. Forbes, full of confidence and swagger, was hyped for the challenge. But Brown lit him up. In the third quarter, Brown caught a long ball along the left sideline, got a key block from Olamide Zekos, and took it 59 yards to the house. Later, with less than 2 minutes to play in a tied game, Hurts dropped a dime to Brown down the right sideline. One-on-one coverage. Same result, touchdown. And after that score, Brown stared Forbes down. That wasn't just a celebration. That was a message. Brown took it personal, and he delivered. Now, they're about to run it back. And with the Rams' secondary weakened, this could be another big day for number 11. What makes this matchup even juicier is that A.J. Brown isn't the only one with something to prove. The Eagles' passing game as a whole has been relatively quiet compared to expectations. We've seen moments, flashes of brilliance, but the consistency hasn't been there. A big reason for that has been protection issues up front and a lack of rhythm between Hurts and his receivers. But against this Rams defense, with a secondary that's thin and vulnerable, it sets up perfectly for Philadelphia to finally let loose through the air. If the offensive line can give Hurts enough time, there's no reason why this offense shouldn't find its groove and start lighting up the scoreboard. Emmanuel Forbes has been targeted by teams for a reason. He's aggressive, yes, but he also gives up a lot of yardage. And when you're talking about trying to cover someone like A.J. Brown, who's physical, fast, and great at making contested catches, that could be a mismatch all game long. But it's not just about the veterans anymore. One of the most exciting developments in this 2025 Eagles season is how well the rookies are playing, especially the top 2 picks from this year's draft. Linebacker Jahad Campbell and safety Andrew Makuba. Both guys have come in and made an impact right away. And not just in a way that flashes once every few games. They're consistently showing up, making plays, and changing games. Let's start with Campbell. According to Pro Football Focus, he's currently the highest-graded rookie in the entire NFL, with a score of 83.7. That's not just impressive, it's elite. It means that across all rookies, regardless of position, he's standing out as one of the most effective and consistent performers. And when you actually watch the tape, it backs it up. Campbell has a rare blend of athleticism, length, and intelligence that allows him to make plays in every phase of the game. He could drop into coverage and blanket-tight ends or running backs. He's got the range to play sideline to sideline, and he can blitz off the edge and bring pressure when the Eagles want to get aggressive. We've already seen him make plays that matter, like that forced fumble on Miles Sanders in the Cowboys game, or the pass breakup down the seam, again against Dallas, where he closed in so fast it looked like the receiver had no chance to even secure the ball. Then against Kansas City, he stood out again. That's not easy to do against a team like the Chiefs, especially for a rookie. But Campbell wasn't just holding his own. He was making things happen. It's that kind of energy, versatility, and production that's redefining this Eagles linebacker room. A unit that has often been seen as the weakest link of the defense is suddenly starting to feel like one of its strongest, and Campbell is a huge reason why. Now let's talk about Andrew Mukuba. His Pro Football Focus grades might not be as high as Campbell's, but that doesn't tell the full story. What matters is the timing and impact of the plays he's making. Against Kansas City, Mukuba came up big. That safety blitz where he split a sack with Zadarius Smith on Patrick Mahomes? Massive moment. Then there was the 3rd-and-1 stop where he came flying in to shut down Marquise Brown to shore the marker. That forced the 4th down, which then resulted in Nolan Smith blowing up the play and turning the ball over. And of course, the highlight of Mukuba's day, the interception off a tipped pass intended for Travis Kelce. He read the play, stayed alert during the deflection, and made a clean grab to pick off Mahomes. Almost took it back for 6, too. You can't teach that kind of awareness. Plays like that swing games, and for a young player in only his 3rd professional game, that's massive. What's most encouraging is how these two rookies are playing with confidence and maturity beyond their years. They don't look overwhelmed. They don't look like they're trying to just survive on the field. They look like they belong. And when you pair them with other recent draft picks like Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean from the 2024 class, you start to see a foundation forming. This defense is young, fast, and most importantly, cheap. That matters. In today's NFL, where teams are always dancing around the salary cap, having blue-chip talent on rookie deals is a game changer. And it gives Howie Roseman a ton of flexibility moving forward. Think about what that means for the future. The Eagles can continue investing in key veterans where needed, like along the offensive line or at wide receiver, because their defense is being carried by cost-controlled assets. It's a rare situation where youth and value align perfectly. And when you add in players like Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, and Reed Blankenship, the full picture starts to emerge. This is a defense that might not just be good in 2025, it could be elite for the next 3 or 4 years if these young guys continue developing. The coaching staff deserves credit too. Sean Desai and his assistants have put these rookies in positions to succeed. They're not asking too much. They're letting them play fast, play free, and use their instincts. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Philadelphia is buzzing with excitement as whispers swirl through the NFL world. Marcus Williams, one of the league's most electrifying talents, could be joining the Eagles. Sources close to the team hint that negotiations are quietly progressing. And if true, this move would send shockwaves through the NFC East. Fans are already imagining the dynamic possibilities, envisioning a defense bolstered by Williams' athleticism and playmaking ability. The Eagles have long been searching for a game-changer to elevate their roster, and Marcus Williams fits the mold perfectly. Known for his instinctive reads, hard-hitting tackles, and uncanny ability to turn turnovers into scoring opportunities, Williams could instantly become a cornerstone of Philadelphia's defensive identity. Social media is ablaze with speculation, and local bars are already buzzing with fans discussing potential lineups and defensive schemes. Insiders say the discussions began weeks ago, with Philadelphia executives reportedly impressed not just by Williams' on-field performance, but by his leadership and professionalism off the field. While nothing is officially confirmed, the excitement is palpable. Rumors suggest that if a deal is struck, Williams' presence might also boost the morale of younger players, creating a new culture of intensity and championship ambition within the locker room. Critics, of course, urge caution. Some analysts question how Williams would adapt to the Eagles' current system and whether the team could manage the financial aspects of such a high-profile acquisition. Yet, even the skeptics can't deny the sheer buzz this rumor has generated. From draft analysts to casual fans, everyone seems to agree. A Marcus Williams-led Eagles defense could be a force to be reckoned with in the coming season. As the city of Philadelphia holds its collective breath, one thing is clear. The mere possibility of Marcus Williams donning the green and white has ignited frenzy. Eagles supporters are dreaming big, imagining highlight reels filled with clutch interceptions, bone-crushing tackles, and a team finally living up to its championship aspirations. Whether it's just smoke or the start of a historic acquisition, the rumor alone has turned the NFL world's attention to Philadelphia. Stay tuned. This could be the beginning of something extraordinary. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.